the die casting process, the mold used for making a casting is permanent and it is called as a die. It is quite different from sand casting, the traditional casting method, where the mold was collapsible, the mold was expandable, and it must be broken in order to obtain the casting. However, in die casting method, the mold is made of metal and hence it is also called as permanent mold casting. The mold material are generally die steel, tool steel, tungsten carbide, etc. This kind of casting method is used for low melting point metals like aluminium, magnesium, lead, tin, zinc, cadmium, etc. to avoid melting of the mold. Silicon powder is also used as a sprinkler inside the cavity to avoid bond formation between molten metal and the mold. Now the die casting method is divided into four types: hot chamber die casting, cold chamber die casting, gravity die casting, and pressure die casting. In hot chamber die casting, powdered metal is contained in an open pot, which is placed in a furnace and the metal is melted to desired temperature. This kind of die casting method is used for lead, zinc, and cadmium. The advantages for this kind of method is that there will be no contact of molten metal with the atmosphere and hence lesser casting defect will be there. Next we have cold chamber die casting. Here molten metal is ladled from furnace into chamber through a pouring hole. Then we have gravity die casting. Here the flow of molten metal is purely by gravity, and the application of such kind of die casting is for manufacturing the IC engine piston by aluminum alloys. And last but not the least, we have pressure die casting. In case of pressure die casting, the flow of molten metal is because of pressure applied by piston or ram. Through this kind of die casting process, complicated shapes can be obtained. For example, the carburetors of IC engines.